There are a lot of biomes in Minecraft. In fact, you may be surprised to learn that there's over... Wait, hang on. How many biomes in Minecraft? 65? Jeez, I thought there were like 12 or something. Wait, are you sure? Huh, okay. Well, of those 65, which I don't believe for a second by the way, my favourite biome has got to be... Hang on, this takes a minute. The desert? What? No, that's not... Nobody likes the desert. There's no trees, no crops, no animals, and you're surrounded by miles of sand that you can't even build with because this is the one place that Minecraft decides to actually follow the laws of physics. Stupid gravity. Who'd want to make a video in a desert-only world? Oh, I guess it's me, isn't it? Fine, let's get these 100 days over with. I definitely mean 100 days. I wouldn't just put that in the title to trick people into watching my video. Who'd do a thing like that?
Fully pizza, in Lio more like.
Wow, thanks Dad, I really appreciate your support. Okay, let's get this over with. Okay, so day one and no one loves me. I mean, we're in a desert-only world. Oh, this is going to be a long one, isn't it? No, let's be positive here. I mean, sure, most of my progress comes from trading villagers, and at least 90% of that is selling sticks to Fletchers, which is going to be incredibly difficult in a world without trees. And yes, I usually need to eat a lot of food because I... explore a lot? But who needs fields and fields of wheat when there's rabbits literally everywhere that I can cook for food? When there's rabbits that you... When there's rabbits you can... When there's... You know what? I'm not even hungry. So I set off in this direction because... Why not? It looks basically the same as every other direction. It's just sand, except this way looks fairly flat, and I feel like I should probably try not to use up my hunger bars since rabbit stew is clearly off the menu. For now. But what is on the menu for this video, aka my to-do list, is number 1, survive for 100 days. Yeah, based on past performance, surviving 100 days is probably all I should be aiming for. Anything else is just a bonus at this point. I mean, yeah, along the way we can try and build a base, explore the world, become self-sufficient, and maybe even beat the Ender Dragon. But all of that feels a long way off right now, so the immediate plan is just keep walking until I find a village or something, I guess. And before you all get at me in the comments again like, Fully Pizza, you smelly idiot. Desert-only worlds are so easy because there's villages everywhere, you can literally grab as much dirt as you want from underground, and you can get wood from the nether to make a crafting table on day 1 if you need to. A 5-year-old could beat this so-called challenge. What a loser. And to that I say, ouch, okay? Words hurt, so there's no need for the name calling. And secondly, no I can't, because I used a mod to make villages 10 times rarer and replace every tree and dirt block in the world with sand. So, underground, all sand. Bottom of the ocean, more sand. All those blue trees in the nether, yep, that's right, they are now sand. And those jazzy red trees, believe it or not, also sand. So yeah, who's laughing now, Mr. Snotty Comment 8642178? Because it's not me, because now that I say it out loud, those mods sound really dumb and really difficult. And it's not like I'm even good at this game in the first place, so I don't know how this is supposed to work. We'll just have to figure it out as we go, I guess. I spent a while wandering aimlessly through the desert and eventually stumbled upon a desert temple which I could loot. Luckily the coast was clear, so I broke these blocks and thought I'd be smart and drop some sand down there to cushion my fall. Didn't really work as well as I'd hoped, but once I got down there, I found some decent loot, including our first diamond. 5 minutes in and we've got emeralds, golden apples and a diamond. Who says deserts are rubbish? That's not... Nobody likes the desert. Oh, okay, I guess it's me that says that. Anyway, I grabbed the TNT and was on my way again. Still no villages in sight, but there is this ruined portal which could be useful. Not gonna be very useful without a chest though, is it? I'm not going mad, am I? Ruined portals always have a chest, right? It took all day, but I wasn't going to give up until I found that chest because 1, I really need some tools or armour or anything that could be in the chest, and 2, there's all else to do round here. I'm in the middle of a desert. Eventually though, I did find the chest. I had to remove well over a stack of sand to get to it, and left this portal looking like it spawned in a meteor crater, but at least I found it. And I have to say, I've got mixed feelings about the loot in the chest, and by mixed, I mean anger, mixed with rage, and more anger, because what the f*** is this? What am I supposed to do with a sodding clock? And what's a lodestone? I don't even know what to do with a lodestone. Lodestone. Load of rubbish, more like. Oh, I'm angry, but you can never be too angry to make terrible, terrible jokes. At least I can't. And to make matters worse, it was now nighttime and I still had no weapons, so I decided to stay around this lava pool because it's at least a bit of light, and I also had an idea to use the terrain to my advantage. Ow, stupid terrain. Okay, the trap is set and I see my first victims. Haha, eat lava! Wow, that's failed spectacularly, hasn't it? Okay, looks like it's time for plan B. I'm just gonna beat my meat instead. I mean, beat them with my meat. Does that even sound any better? Hey, watch out, camel! You nearly got slapped around the face with my. You know what? Let's just light them up instead. So this was working much better until this guy showed up with his spear and nearly flipping ended me with just 2 hits. Naturally, I ran away, eat my meat again, then fire to the rescue, and the danger was gone. For now. I was still kinda stuck though. It was taking ages to get my health back with this rotten flesh, and everywhere I looked there were just more mobs. After a while I came down here to see if the coast was clear, and what the is that? And there's an archer on the back. Nope, that is my cue to run away. I spent the next 15 minutes slowly beating this guy to death with the remains of his family member. Then I destroyed this guy's life from under the water like a goddamn Navy SEAL. Kind of. And then finally, it was morning and day 2 had started. I think. Kinda hard to tell with all these clouds making everything look all cool and moody, and that skeleton's not burning, but I'm pretty sure it was day 2 now. Anyway, I carried on wandering and found another desert temple which had some more iron and gold, another golden apple, a bit more rotten flesh, and 3 diamonds. Ordinarily, I'd be feeling pretty good about this inventory on day 2, but it's not like I can do anything with any of this stuff, so I grabbed the TNT and I was on my way again. Not much happened for most of day 2, since I'm in a desolate wasteland. I am scared to run and use my hunger bars because I don't know if I'll be able to get any more food, and I can barely see 10 feet in front of me because of these bloody clouds. But eventually I found another ruined portal, and this time I didn't have to spend all day searching for the chest, and inside was some genuinely useful stuff. I mean, it's only a golden pickaxe, so it'll last for like 14 seconds of mining, but this still jumps straight into top spot as my most valuable possession. First bit of armor too. And an axe, which, yeah, great, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of wood to chop round here, is there? But these golden carrots will come in handy, and I don't think horses even spawn in the desert, so I'm not sure why I'm carrying horse armor with me, let alone 2 sets, and copper horse armor at that. Still took both lodestones though. Don't know why, never used them, still don't know how to use them to this day, but why not, I guess. And then, as I walked away from the portal with all my new treasure, the clouds disappeared and the sun came out, which I'm taking as a sign that my luck's changing and it's all going to be fine from here on out. I mean, it almost certainly won't, but a man's got a dream. Then I thought I'd use some of that newfound luck to kill this rabbit. When that didn't work, I tried using my axe instead. That still didn't work though. But I did find this cave entrance, so let's go grab some lucky coal or something. Huh, not a cave after all. And that just looks like open ocean ahead, and no sign of any more caves. Huh, so much for my luck changing. I was getting a bit worried now because the sun was going down and I didn't want to get caught out in the open again, so I headed towards that narrow passageway which looks a bit more defensible. And when I got there, the sun had already gone down, but there was some exposed coal at least, so now I can finally make some torches and see what I'm doing. Ah, well that didn't last long, did it? At first, I thought that staying inside an enclosed space would be safer, but then I realised that if any skeletons come over the top of this hill and claim the high ground, then I'm done for. So I went to see what's up there and found this. Now this is huge, and not just because it's shaped like a giant dick. Did I mention that I've not seen any pillagers, so I'm a bit worried that they're going to just jump out and end me, but this is too good an opportunity to pass up. So I ran over and grabbed a bit of wood, and then grabbed a bit more since no one came out, and a bit more. And I was thinking that maybe I could just take down this whole tower since it seems to be abandoned, but then I chickened out and ran away just to be safe. I made a quick crafting table and a shield, and then even though it seems pretty calm right now, I was really panicking at this point because it's the middle of the night and I'm fully expecting something to jump out and attack me at any minute, so I couldn't remember any recipes and I was really struggling here. Yeah, that's not how you make a pickaxe, is it? I took a second to look around and calm myself a bit, and then eventually remembered how to make a pickaxe and sword and realised that I almost had enough string to make enough wool to make a bed. I was just one short. And since the pillagers were back, and I can't imagine they'll be too happy to realise that I've stolen several chunks of their house, I decided to spend the rest of the night hunting spiders for that last piece of string I need for a bed, which was a terrible idea because I immediately got attacked by a baby zombie, nearly ran into an army of these, killed several spiders, and finally got my string, but before I could use it, this guy nearly ran me through with his spear. I mean, I know I've not got much armour on, but damn, that's a lot of damage. Oh well, I never liked a fair fight anyway. So I got him warmed up and let this creeper finish the job for me. Nice one. Then as day 3 started, I just waited for the mobs to burn up in the sunlight. Okay. Luckily, I always have a plan B. B in this case standing for run like a bitch. Is this even the right way? It wasn't, but I finally remembered that I had a shield, so I took it out and... Once I rediscovered the tower, I had a snack and started to fight my way in, and luckily for me, the pillagers are both stupid and antisocial because they both hurt themselves and attacked one by one for some reason. Wait, did I say luckily for me or just like me? Because I mean luckily, because I'm not, well, maybe a bit. You know what? Let's just explore this unusually empty looking tower. Efficiency 4. Very nice. And I will take those potatoes, even though I don't have anywhere to plant them and possibly never will. Might as well get rid of this load of rubbish while I'm here. Day 4 and my inventory is full of wood now, so I think it's time to head out. There are still some pillagers around here somewhere making weird noises and getting on my nerves, and as much as I'd like to stay and make them watch me fully destroy their house, I do think it's time to move on. In this cave, and I thought I saw some easy iron I could get without being troubled by that skeleton. Obviously, I was wrong though, but that's alright, me and my shield can handle one stupid skeleton. Yeah, this easy iron isn't quite so easy, is it? Okay, time to strategize for a minute, and yes, that is me absolutely spamming the mouse button because I'm terrified of getting hit by this zombie. But it worked. 5 minutes later, when I'd healed up, I started carefully making my way back in. I didn't know what that sound was, but I ran away just in case, and it's a good job I did because those creepers were giving me a funny look. I was being very careful this time though. Carefully backing into a spider like an idiot, that is. And then I ran pretty much the full length of this cave just to escape that one spider because I'm brave like that. A bit more strategizing, and I headed back for round 2. Or round 3, or... I actually lost track of how many times I ran away, to be honest. But when I did go back, I headed to the other side of the cave, which looked a lot more manageable, and I could finally get some iron in peace. And by peace, I mean absolute chaos, because me, I guess, I can't get a second to myself in this game, but what I mean to say is, by the end of day 4, I managed to get a bunch of coal, a decent bit of iron, and was able to get to bed in relative safety. So I'm counting that as a win. Day 5, and once the iron had finished smelting, I just about remembered how to make a chest plate, followed that up with some trousers and a hat, and spent a while trying to work out how to do some boots. There we go. And finally, we've got a bit of protection. My inventory was pretty full by now, so I was getting ready to leave, but then I saw this. And them. But I don't care about them. So I got a bit more iron to make a bucket. Almost kicked the bucket. And made a water slide so I could get down to the diamonds more safely. I'm not sure that falling from a great height, taking damage and landing next to a creeper is particularly safe, but, you know, I want diamonds. I wasn't feeling brave enough to go fully exploring the cave though, so I came back and went to bed. Day 6, and even though I mainly went into the cave for iron, I did think while I was there I'd be able to top up my rotten flesh stocks with all the zombies I'd be killing, but as it goes, I'm pretty sure I've come out with less than I went in with. Having said that, I am getting pretty sick of eating zombie meat anyway, and even though I've got a few potatoes in my pocket, we're not going to be able to plant them with no dirt anywhere in the world, and the only other option I can think of for food is stealing bread from a village. So, I guess we'd better head out and try and find one. I spent the rest of day 6 running around and found this portal, but no village. Then I spent all of day 7 looking as well and found this desert temple, but no village. Then on day 8, sit still, no village. You know, I'm starting to think that installing an incredibly difficult mod pack just to prove a point to some imaginary trolls was a bad idea. I mean, at this point, just going to the nether to kill some hoglins for food is looking like a viable option. Jeez, I never thought I'd be saying, do you fancy popping to the nether for a takeaway? But here we are. I'd rather not resort to that just yet though, since I tend to... how can I put this delicately? I tend to die like a bitch. I die quickly and repeatedly and stupidly in the nether, and it's happened more times than I'd like to admit. And while I have been finding more rotten flesh in the temples I've been raiding, they're just about giving me enough food to get to the next temple, and desperately scrabbling from one temple to another just to get enough pieces of dead zombie to stave off starvation is no life for me. But if I can't go to the village, maybe I'll just bring the village to me. And by village, I mean villager, and by villager, I mean zombie villager. Okay, new plan. We build a mob farm, trap a couple of zombie villagers, cure them, turn one into a cleric and sell them rotten flesh since that and sand are the only things I can reliably find in this world. Then turn the other one into a farmer so he can sell me food. Why does this sound familiar? Yeah, whatever. We do this and then everyone's happy. I have an infinite food source and they're trapped in a box forever to serve me. Okay, well maybe not everyone's happy, but I'll be happy and that's what counts in the end. I'm not really feeling this location though, so let's find somewhere a bit nicer to set up shop. I spent the rest of day 8 exploring, then I slept, and I spent day 9 exploring again, and then I thought I'd kill some zombies at night to top up my food supplies, which was going okay until I literally just threw my sword at this guy for some reason, and then I had to resort to punching them like some kind of caveman. Anyway, I eventually got it back and threw just the pointy end at them this time, and was on my way. On day 10, I finished raiding this desert temple and thought, what am I even exploring for? What exactly am I hoping to find? It's not like I'm going to find one of those amazing locations surrounded by half a dozen different biomes in this world, is it? It's just sand. Over there, just sand. And over there, more sand. Over this hill, you guessed it. Oh, okay, well that's water and quite a lot of it, but my point still stands. The scenery around here ain't exactly breathtaking, is it? And over here is about as good as it's going to get, I reckon. We've got this nice lake, mountains around us, temple, portal, and a nice big cave for resources over there. And I think if we set up the mob spawner over water, it gives us better spawn rates, so we can stick it in the middle of that lake. But first, let's set up a quick base here. And before you say anything, yes, I know it looks terrible, but that's on purpose this time and not just because I'm a rubbish builder. It's just so that I don't get too comfortable and end up wanting to stay here. I've got some grand plans in mind and I need to stay motivated to achieve them. So this is just claiming my spot for my future actual house. Now, quick sleep and then we can get some stone to build this mob farm. Okay, let's do this. Actually, I think I might as well make a diamond pickaxe since we're going to need a lot of stone for this. Okay, let's do this. Actually, haven't we got an efficiency book we can put on this? Ooh, we've got an efficiency and a mending book. Ah, crap, you need an anvil to put these on a tool though, don't you? Ugh, fine, wait here. Ooh, hello. I mined some more iron, and then some more iron, because I'm never sure how much an anvil needs. I just know it's a lot, and probably more than the 44 I've got so far, so I kept searching, and found some more diamonds. And this guy, who might have been dead before I even got here, judging by how unresponsive he was. Definitely dead now, though. Pretty sure I was lost at this point, but I found 3 more diamonds, so I can't complain. Did I say 3? I meant 4, 5, 6, another number, 8, and 9. Double digits, baby. I make that 14, 15, 16, 17. It probably wouldn't take long to get to 20, but I broke my sword over this guy's head, and I don't fancy roaming around the caves with nothing but a shovel for protection, so I figured it was time to head back to the surface. And on day 12, I made my anvil and put mending and efficiency 4 on my pickaxe, made a new sword, and even splashed out on a bit of diamond armor. Ooh, partially protected. Then I went back to the cave to test out my new pickaxe and get some stone, and found this mineshaft, and I'm a bit torn on what to do next. Obviously, a mineshaft is great because it's one of the few sources of wood I can find, but I think a steady source of food from a mob farm should be priority number 1 right now. In the end, I did a bit of both and explored the mineshaft by mining out a load of stone from it, and it turned out to not be very big or interesting at all. So once my inventory was full of cobblestone, I headed back up top. Okay, mob spawner. Let's do this. And there we go. Do I need to give it a minute to get started, or kind of feel like it should be doing something by now? You know what? It's fine. I need to make a path to get to this thing while I wait for it to get going anyway. So yeah, that's okay. No, that's not. That's the. Oh, I hate this game so much. Nighttime came and still no mobs dropping down, so I towered up to take a look, and I can hear spiders in there. Not as many as down there, but still, maybe it just needs another layer or 2 to make it more efficient. I spent the rest of night 14 trying to get XP to mend my pickaxe, but ended up spending most of the night running away from this thing. God, I hope that thing drowns. I started day 15 by clearing out the leftover mobs, and as you can see, all this fighting practice is really paying off. I mean, I'm definitely getting better, but if this is better, then I must have started from the absolute bottom of the skill tree. I spent the rest of the day mining stone to add more layers to the mob farm, and doing this. See? I told you I was getting better. I partially repaired my pickaxe after really debating if I wanted to actually spend 2 diamonds on it or not. Then, at night, I tried to mend the rest of my pickaxe with XP. But then the phantom showed up and gave me a bit of a kick in, so I just went to bed. Day 16 was just more of this so I could extend the mob farm, and while I've probably got enough cobblestone, that's not enough trapdoors, is it? And I'm all out of wood. Not doing great with the resource planning here, am I? And it's basically nighttime. Ugh, what a waste of a day. Day 17, and I'm going to get that mob farm extension done today, but we need more wood for trapdoors, and it's going to be slow going because I don't even have enough sticks to make a new axe, so I'm out here breaking wood with my hands like some kind of day 1 caveman. What? You can't break planks by hand? Now what? How do I get wood for an axe if I need an axe to break wood to get the wood to make the axe? This could be a problem. We might be a bit stuck here. Unless, maybe a pickaxe will work? Please? Oh, thank God. So I made a new axe and went through the mineshaft and collected every set of oak planks in there, which really wasn't very much because this mineshaft is pretty rubbish, but it should be plenty for now. Quick snack before the fun starts. Hello? Anyone up there? I was so confused at this point, so I grabbed some more sand, towered up to have a look, and I can definitely hear some mobs in there. If I spawn-proof the roof, will that help? I mean, I really don't understand what the problem is here, so I'm clutching at straws a bit now, but I'll try anything if it gets this thing working. Are you joking? I've just spent the last 6 or 7 days... No. We are not doing that, okay? I've just spent the last 6 days building a mob farm. That doesn't even work, by the way. Just to get some food and maybe some zombie villagers, if we're lucky, and this village has just been sat there the whole time. I'm just going to kill myself now. Well, that was a bit melodramatic. And pointless. Fine, let's go check out this village then. This game, man, I swear to God, when you're looking for something, it's nowhere to be seen. But as soon as you stop looking, bam, there it is, right next door. It's not just me, right? Does this game gaslight everyone like that? It can't just be me, surely. I took out a bunch of mobs as I made my way to the village, partly for the XP to mend my pickaxe, but mainly to vent my frustration so I don't just murder every villager on sight. That comes later. As the sun rose on day 19, I finally approached the first village we've seen so far, and the first thing I saw was this zombie armourer, so there's every chance that we've both found and destroyed this village within 24 hours. Ah well, it's only villagers. I'll just quickly make a shelter to kill that Enderman, because I don't like the way he's hanging around, and Hello? Enderman? Where is he? Oh, he's made me look a right mug there, hasn't he? Son of a bitch. I made my way into the village and was pleasantly surprised to see that not every villager was dead, and they also had a lot of hay for me to share. I went to the top of the tower to get a better look around and saw this guy. Hey, kitty. Psst, 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 psst. I stole this stuff, and then instead of actually looking around, I let the intrusive thoughts win and decided to see if I could jump off the tower and land on those hay bales. That was actually quite dumb and dangerous, but I've got bread now so I can heal up, so who cares? And, even better than bread, they've got a farm with some crops. I am so happy to see this. I really didn't know if the mod was going to get rid of just dirt or all dirt related blocks, so this is a genuinely happy sight. Not sure what happens if I break and replace the dirt blocks though. Do they get turned to sand? Oh yes, that's even better. I can have a farm and it doesn't have to be near these stinky villagers. Shut up you know it's true. I carried on exploring and found some more wheat and bread and this bundle, which is probably good. I don't know, I don't even know how to use it, but I'll take it anyway. Oh, someone else is having the intrusive thoughts. Do a flip! Ah, you coward. I liberated this wheat straight into my pockets, stole this blue bed, made a quick snack, decided it was better if I hold on to this dirt and these crops for now, then since it was getting late I kicked this villager out of his bed, even though I'd just stolen a bed. Ah well. Day 20 started with me dealing with this creeper infestation. Yeah, you just stand there and watch, Mr. Golem, don't trouble yourself. And now that we've got plenty of food but basically no wood left, I think I'll go looking for another pillager outpost while I think about what to do with that village. Seriously? The village is like right there. I swear to God, this game is just messing with me, isn't it? First, I build an entire mob farm just so I can get some food and zombie villagers, and it turns out there's a village right next to it. Then, I clear an entire mineshaft looking for wood and end up with about 10 planks, only to find out there's a pillager outpost just over there. What next? Am I going to almost die in the nether trying to get Eyes of Ender only to find out the stronghold is right beneath my feet? I mean, the chances are like 0, right? Like less than 0. Come on, don't be silly. There's no way it's... But what if it is? I can't take that chance now, can I? Yeah, okay, I thought that was a bit of a long shot. Now, that might seem like a waste of time, and yes, it kind of was, but I would have been absolutely fuming if I didn't check and then found out later that the stronghold was actually down there, But now that I know it's not directly below me, I'm also kind of upset. And don't ask me how, but I just know that this is their doing. Bloody villagers. Well, I say upset, but as I was making my way back to the surface, I found this massive cave opening. And it had diamonds, and more diamonds, and more diamonds. And sure, things got a bit hairy at times, but it was worth it for even more diamonds and this fossil, which is great for bone meal, and also, yep, you guessed it, even more diamonds. I mean, is that normal? I've never found a fossil in game before, so I had no idea it would have all these diamonds around it, and really, the only reason I came back is because I ran out of torches and I'm scared of the dark. In Minecraft, I mean, who'd be scared of the dark in real life? That's crazy. And speaking of crazy, as I was towering up to leave, I saw this creeper coming for me, panicked, somehow took like 0 damage from the explosion, and then just jumped off my tower for some reason, and probably did more damage than the creeper ever could have. I went back up, and for some reason this creeper decided to copy me. He didn't make it though. And while I thought I was being careful and making sure that the third time was the charm, yeah. In the end, I decided it was probably just safer to make my own 1x1 tunnel and slowly made my way back up top. And once I got there, I used some of my diamonds to make a full set of armor. God, that feels good. So now that we've got food and armor, next we need a bow and a boat. And now I'm a boat to get this wood. No, I took it too far, didn't I? Oops, I was so keen to make that awful joke, I almost didn't realize I don't have any arrows. Oh, and of course, it's nearly nighttime again. Quick sleep, and we'll pick this up in the morning. Out. This is my bed now. 7 arrows. That's not going to be enough. See if anything dropped in here yet? What was that? Oh, well, that's set up wrong, isn't it? But anything good in here? 8 arrows, that'll help. This still isn't working properly though, is it? Were there any arrows in the house? 3. Huh. Oh, I could make a Fletcher to buy arrows from. Let's see, any gravel down here? Uh-oh. Whew, okay, just catch my breath and let's try that again, but being more careful this time. Oh my god, how is getting gravel the most dangerous part of my plan to raid a pillager outpost? I swear, some people are just not made for this game. It's me, by the way, I'm the some people here. After several more near-death experiences, I finally had 2 pieces of flint and just enough planks to make a fletching table. There we go. I mean, normally that would be perfect, but look around, fella. Sticks are something of a rarity around here, and I'm not going to waste them on you, I'm afraid. No, I already told the other guy about this. Why are you doing this? Finally. Okay, now we go raid that pillager outpost. Oh, it's getting dark again, isn't it? Okay, in the morning, we go raid that pillager outpost. Where do you think you're going? Oh, don't you close the door on me. Look, I told you. Even if I can't sleep in it yet, everything belongs to me. I hopped into my boat on day 24 and sailed over to the pillager outpost. There, see how much easier this is with a bow? Whoa, it's not so easy when there's loads of them though. Right, that must be... Jesus, how many of you live here? Right, that must be it. Oh, come on. Okay, I don't even care if there's more of you. I'm going inside to see what I can find. Ha! Look at you. Well, that was completely unnecessary, wasn't it? I mean, it's not even like I need the food anymore. What is it they say about psychopaths and killing innocent animals? Ooh, Smite 4. I'll take that. And everything else, I guess. Not like I'm going to pass up a chance for a bit of stealing, is it? But this is what I'm really here for. You know, I honestly thought there's no way I would ever need a diamond axe in a desert-only world, but the way these pillagers give me wood... I mean, the way I get wood when I see these pillagers... that's still a bit... There's just a lot more chopping than I would have thought. Yeah, that's safer. So I kept on chopping until my inventory was almost full. Got ambushed by these two fellas who wanted to see my wood, but that's not really my bag, so in the end I made a run for it. Almost missed the landing and lost it all. Reclaimed the high ground and... that's not working, is it? I don't think they're following me anymore, so I went back upstairs and had a sleep. Day 25 started with me picking these guys off from a distance before I realised that there were flipping loads of them waiting for me down there, so I just kept peppering them with arrows while they huddled together for warmth like a bunch of penguins or something. Oh, I've missed having a bow so much. All those stupid skeletons pointing and laughing at me because I'm too scared to go near them. Well, who's laughing now, huh? Who am I even talking to? I think I need to see a professional about this. Something's really not right with me. And you know what else is not right? An unenchanted bow, or an unenchanted chestplate, or an unenchanted sword, and can you see where I'm going with this? All of you, not you, are embarrassing me with your bog standardness. Especially you. You're just a basic hoe. It's not rude, it's technically accurate. So, we need to do something about that. Now, obsidian I can get, and I've got enough leather and sugarcane for a few books, and diamonds, well, diamonds are definitely not a problem. Oops, let me just tidy these up and then do that properly. But I've not seen a single cow in this world, and I've nowhere near enough gold to trade with the piglins to get enough leather for a full enchanting setup. So I think our best bet is to actually find the stronghold properly this time, instead of just digging down and hoping we stumble upon it. And that means we need to go to the Nether. Tomorrow. Why isn't this working? It's not letting me light the portal? Oh, well, that's not right. Oh, that's definitely not right. How have I... What's gone wrong here? Oh, have I made it too small? Oh, fuck. Okay, so I know I basically called out the bow as being the main unenchanted problem, but I did actually remember that I had a couple of enchantment books from a while back, so before I came to the Nether I put Flame and Punch 2 on this, but my point still stands about the rest of my unenchanted gear, and check out these red trees. Well, not trees because they're made out of sand now, so I can do this. Look, no wood, just sand. So not only is that super weird to see, it also proves that I couldn't just cheat and come to the Nether on day one and get some wood. I mean, I suppose I could have just made it a rule for the challenge and not done that anyway, instead of spending 14 hours arguing with ChatGPT about how to make this mod, but this way is definitely better. I really need to rethink my life choices here. And we're just gonna ignore the odd random tree that only turns to sand when I get close. Stupid ChatGPT, lazy robot, can't trust you to do anything properly. I spent the rest of day 26 wandering through the mostly sand red forest and trying desperately not to make eye contact with the blue forest over there that doesn't look like it's been turned to sand at all. And by day 27 I'd found a fortress where they were having a wither skeleton convention, and found whatever this is. Don't like the look of that. Dried ghast. This game's got weird. I like to dry my own ghast out, thank you very much. That's right. I found a diamond and a saddle in this chest and nailed this guy in the side of the head from 200 paces. He ain't coming back from that. Had a little run-in with some wither skeletons. And by run in, I mean I ran away. But I soon showed them who's boss. You know, from a distance. Obviously. And look at that. More sand trees? Sand trees. Whatever we're calling them. It was day 28 by the time I found a blaze spawner, but unfortunately I wasn't recording for the first part of it, which is a shame really, because it was an absolute masterclass in taking on blazes and showing them what's what. I definitely wasn't just hiding down this corridor and taking long shots at them and occasionally sneaking towards the spawner and getting jump scared. No, that doesn't sound like me at all. This clip here where I peek out, kill the blaze and then immediately turn and run away is completely out of character for me. Just a one-off, I'm sure. After quite a bit more of this, and not being brave enough to collect the blaze rods after killing them, I got myself trapped in a corridor in this situation, which was going not well. Like, that wasn't even the blazes, that was literally just me jumping headfirst into the fire. That one was the blazes though. I've got to give them some credit, they got me good there. But in the end I decided 12 blaze rods was probably enough and left. I mean, I thought I'd left, but as I was walking through the sand trees, I found another spawner. This fortress really generated with a weird layout, but weird layout or not, one thing's for sure. I just shouldn't be here. So days 29 and 30 were just me making my way back to the portal, and it was nice and uneventful, just the way I like things to be in the Nether. Saw these guys just straight chilling, broke my ankles a few times, mended my pickaxe a bit, then went home. And I didn't see any of the blue forests on the way back to get ender pearls from, or yellow forests I guess, since they should all be sand as well. So I came home to turn all these gold nuggets into ingots so I can trade with the piglins instead. But it took so long trying to find some non-zombified pigmen to trade with that I ended up finding the blue forest anyway. Hey, why aren't you trees made out of sand? Okay. Lazy ChatGPT doing half a job. Anyway, I set up a safe zone and started killing endermen. And myself. But it was taking ages to get enough pearls, so I did end up trading with the piggy boys after all. 12 pearls? Yeah, that should be enough. So, a bit more mending, some target practice. Never did hit that guy in the end. And it was time to go home. On day 32, I made some Eyes of Enders and went to buy some more arrows, but had no money. Chucked an Eye of Ender anyway and set off in this direction. Oh yeah, look at that, that is giving me so much wood. Because I can collect resources in the form of logs and planks from the pillager outpost, I mean. Anyway, I killed these 3 pillagers who were trying to make it hard for me to get wood. And apparently that was everyone, so this must be the worst defended pillager outpost I've ever seen. So naturally I stole their treasure, glassed myself, chopped wood until night time, tooted my own horn. What the f*** was that? I most certainly won't be doing that again. I got some morning wood on day 33, dealt with the reinforcements that had arrived, and then I took this wool since they won't be needing it anymore. Not sure I'll need it either, to be honest, but I'll just be happy knowing that they don't have it anymore because I'm selfish like that. I carried on destroying the pillagers' home, and before I knew it, the sun was going down, so I went to bed. I spent the morning of day 34 sailing across the ocean until the Eyes of Enders were telling me that this was the spot, so now it's just a case of simply digging down until I reach the stronghold. First try didn't go too well. How the hell do I do this when the water's so deep? Maybe those guys can help. Or maybe they've got a librarian and I can just steal their books instead of drowning myself trying to get to the Stronghold library. No librarian, but this village is much better than mine. And you guys have got cows. Anyway, cows aside, I only really came here to get something to help me dig down underwater. I'm borrowing this, okay? Don't you shake your head at me or I'll take you down to the bottom of the ocean with me. And you won't be coming back up afterwards either. To be honest, I don't really like using doors to breathe underwater. It kind of feels a bit like cheating to me, and it doesn't even make sense, like why would a door create an air pocket? Also, I can't even use them properly, and this didn't work, and I managed to lose my door somehow, and I nearly drowned. Again. I tried again, and this time built a little box around me that seemed to be working. So, I started digging down. God no, not this again. I placed my door again, did the exact same thing that broke the door last time, and thought for a second that I'd found the portal room, but it was actually just a mineshaft that I'd dug into. Not really sure how I'm going to deal with this, so I just bobbed around up here for a bit. And then I tried linking these two sections together, which I don't really know what I was thinking here. That was a dumb idea. And then I went all in on the dumb ideas and just swam down, sat there for a second, ate this creeper explosion, panicked, and ran blindly into the mineshaft. This was definitely a much better mineshaft than the one I found earlier, but still, not really what I'm here for. I thought I got lucky when I found these diamonds, but creeper ended up finding me. Then I got a bit lucky that this didn't end worse. And then I thought I got shot by the invisible man. What the? Where did that come from? Hey, come on now. But it was just a skeleton taking a dip in the pool. I'd been wandering around for quite a while now and didn't know if I should keep going forwards or carry on digging down to try and find the stronghold or just stay away from those creepers. But then I noticed this unusual looking block. Don't ask me how, it was probably just the gold that caught my eye, but if that's the stronghold, then I'll be very happy. You know, as long as I don't kill myself before I actually get to it. I started making my way over there and obviously got distracted by these diamonds, and this is why you shouldn't be greedy, kids. 2 diamonds. Down to 1 heart, and I nearly lost it all for 2 diamonds. I tried healing up while clearing the area, but I'm obviously a slow learner because... Yeah. Then this skeleton dropped in and tried to make it a really bad day, so I towered up to safety and, I don't know. I cleared this creeper out of the way and realised that in the end it was actually a pretty safe and straightforward walk to get over to those stronghold looking blocks. So I dug my way in and was just praying that this was actually the stronghold and I wasn't about to walk into a dungeon with a skeleton spawner or something, and I think we're okay. Yep, I spy, that's the stronghold achievement, isn't it? Then I spent the next 8 days exploring the stronghold. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it did feel like it, and it was day 35 when I finally found the library. So I grabbed some bookshelves. A stack of books? Yeah, that's got to be enough. Then I spent another 8 days searching for the portal room, and when I got there I broke the spawner, but no silverfish came out. That's weird. Now that I think about it, there wasn't a single mob in the entire stronghold. Not sure what's going on there, but I'm not complaining. So I placed the Eyes of Enders in the portal and ended up being 1 short. But that's okay because I'm not going to the end yet and we've got more Ender Pearls and Blaze Powder at home. Then I pulled a pro gamer trick and set up a portal next to the portal in the portal room so I can portal back to my house more easily. And now we've got a nice easy way to find our tunnel so we can go home again. What is it with this spear? Damn, down to half hearts from 1 zombie. Jeez. In the morning on day 37 I found myself wondering why exactly I went to the stronghold and realised it was probably to enchant my gear so that I'm strong enough to fight the dragon, which I get to via the stronghold, which I've just come back from to enchant my gear so I can go to the stronghold. Right, well, just so I can style it out and not look like I just wasted all that time, let's find something to do around here first. Oh yeah, I said that we're not going to stay in this crappy little hut for long, didn't I? And I suppose we've got the tools to get the resources to build something better now. But I suppose if we're just going to build a new house and go back to the stronghold anyway, why not relocate to the other village we found and build our new house there? That way, we've got a much better village to exploit, and when it is time to fight the dragon, it'll only take 5 minutes to get to the end. As sad as it will be to leave this crappy village, a half-broken pillager tower, and this thing behind. Well, wait a minute actually. Yeah, let's leave. Whoa, how did you get in here? We good? Okay, now how do I get back to the surface to that village? Actually, do I even want to get to the village, or should I just take over the stronghold and make this my base? No, I'm not living in some dank, smelly dungeon underground while the villagers get to frolic and enjoy themselves in the sunshine. We're on day 37 and the villagers have barely been enslaved or punished at all. They need to pay. But I did nearly drown several times and nearly died in that mineshaft getting down here in the first place, so what if I make another portal to the Nether and quick travel from here to the village? Now, if my calculations are correct, and they almost certainly are not, then this should bring us out just behind the village. Do you mind? Okay, well, I was off by a little bit, but this still works. So I'll just drop this stuff off, grab some more stuff, drop this lot off again, and yes, I am a hoarder, so I went and did the same thing many more times, but I won't make you watch every trip because it is crazy boring. I did think this was interesting though, because I didn't realise pigmen were hostile mobs in the overworld. But the village does seem kinda quiet now. I hope the Iron Golem wasn't killing those pigmen because they killed a bunch of villagers. Because that's my job. Just to be clear, I mean the killing the villagers bit, not the protecting them, because I don't want to do that bit. Whoa, well, that was incredibly rude, but this could actually be huge if you've got some saplings to sell. And he has. This changes everything. Right, you wait there, let me just go get my purse. Oh, come on, how have I got all this crap and I can't scrape together 5 emeralds for a sapling? Well, this is ridiculous. Right, you get in there, now don't move, okay? No, no, no. Come on, one of you must need something that I've got. Ooh, that'll help. No, you're all useless. There must be some way that I can make fast cash in this game which doesn't involve a Fletcher. Not sure why a fisherman was the first trade I thought of, but I can probably catch fish and sell those, I guess. What? You want emeralds and fish, and in return you're going to give me back just fish? What a rip-off. No, surely you can do better than that. Or not? No, wait, here we go, maybe. Coal? No, wait, I can do that. Right, stay there, don't go anywhere. Hang on. No, where's he gone? Oh, this fisherman better not have despawed. Whoa, where the hell did you lot come from? I was just saying how quiet the village was, and now there's loads of you. Whatever, I don't know why a fisherman wants coal, but here you go, now give me some money, I want to get some saplings. Okay, so I've got enough for one of each, so let's buy a spruce and a dark oak sapling, and that is a good way to end the day, I think. So, it's definitely nice having some saplings, but in all honesty, it's day 40 now, so that's probably not going to be quite the game changer I thought, especially since I saw those pillagers and got wood. What I mean is, we have enough logs and planks from destroying pillager outposts that we'll be able to make plenty of tools and torches to last well over 100 days, but still, having a renewable source of wood can't hurt, can it? So I repurposed this guy's farm and grew the spruce sapling first, and nearly took my head off in the process. Then I chopped it down, cleared some space, and then I tried to grow the dark oak sapling. Used quite a lot of bone meal, but it wasn't having it, so I moved the dirt block over here just in case it needed more space. Used quite a lot more bone meal, but still nothing happened. Hey you! Have you sold me a dodgy sapling? Now where's the refund option? I want my money back, you scammer. Looks like I'm stuck with that faulty one, but at least I've got enough spruce saplings to grow one of them giant trees, and with this being a desert, no ugly podzol spreading everywhere. Hey, I thought we established that I'm the only one who's allowed to hurt these villagers. Did that golem just end that llama? Damn, I think I'd better get to bed before my wandering trader catches some friendly fire as well. Right, so we're looking good for wood now, but food-wise, we definitely need something a bit more sustainable than, that. Yes, I may have borrowed some of your dirt, and yes, we are in the middle of a desert, but still, I hope you are deeply, deeply ashamed of yourself. Yeah, you walk away in shame, that's right. Obviously, that piece of crap won't work for the long term, but we'll be okay for now, so I think it's about time to get started on a base, and I think this will be a good spot. We've got nice ocean views out this way, and we can still keep an eye on those sneaky villagers, and also, there's this huge great hole leading down here, which is probably useful, maybe, I don't know. Right, so first step is probably to level this area, but I don't really fancy doing it with unenchanted tools. Don't really like having my enchanting setup just out in the open like this, but one, I don't think any of these peasant houses are even big enough for it to fit in, and two, I like to think that it lets the villagers know that we're taking over and we're in charge now. First, we commandeer one of their houses and knock through to next door to give ourselves more space. Then, steal what little dirt they have to grow a giant tree in the middle of their village and just leave it there. And now we flex our Harry Potter book collection in the middle of town just to let them know we've got it like that. Now, where was I? Fortune 2. I mean, I really need efficiency on my shovel, but fortune on a pickaxe could also be good. I always want more diamonds, and I think it also works on crops if I harvest them with a pickaxe. Is that right, actually? Will I get more food if I harvest crops with a fortune pickaxe? That doesn't really sound right now that I say it out loud, but I swear I've heard that before. Well, I hope so. Damn, just fortune. Now, what else can we get? Ooh, efficiency 3? That would be better, but damn, not enough levels. Hello? Can I help you? Ooh, maybe you can help me, actually. I figure since we've got a renewable wood source now, we might as well make some money out of it. Where'd he go? The hell? I'll deal with him in the morning, but since it's getting dark, I think it's time to get back to level 30. Okay, so that was a lot of work and still didn't quite get me back to level 30, but let's find that Fletcher and see if we can level up while making a bit of money. Nicely done. You do get a good bit of XP from trading, don't you? Okay, efficiency 3. And what else? Unbreaking 3. Yeah, I'll probably need that one as well, won't I? But there's no mobs in the daytime and my Fletcher's all out of cash. Who else is there to trade with? Nope. 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 Ooh, paper. That should be easy to collect around here, and I know the perfect way to go exploring. Yeah, let's go. Wow, this is incredibly slow, isn't it? Yeah, you know what? Just no, thanks. Actually, come back. Give me my saddle back in case I can find something useful to ride. I spent the rest of the day breaking sugarcane on foot like some kind of peasant, and by the evening I had nearly 2 stacks, which makes... nearly 2 stacks of paper because it's a 1-to-1 conversion. And after selling it all to the cartographer... Wait, really? That's it? Oh, well, that was a waste of a day then. Looks like we're staying up all night doing this again then. Another busy night, but I still didn't get back to level 30. Bit of trading will sort that though. Damn, so close. I know, I can hop into that big cave we saw earlier and snatch a bit more XP while having a look around. Hey, that's not a bad start. Okay, I'm not doing great with the XP, but there's more diamonds at least. And finally, some XP. I went deeper into the cave, made it to level 30, and got distracted and went looking for diamonds with my new fortune pickaxe. And I did get a few more levels while I was down there. I just got a lot more diamonds. And lost. I got very, very lost because I just run towards the shiny things without thinking and don't pay attention to which way I came from. But eventually I did find my way home. What have you been up to, weirdo? I hope you've not been slacking off while you're supposed to be watching my villagers, because I'll be... Oh. Is that my fault? Nah, let's blame him. You know what? I'm just going to go to bed and pretend like none of this happened. Out of sight, out of mind and all that. Hey, get out, you cheeky little... In the morning, I realised that that kid in my bed was not only taking absolute liberties, the fact that there are kids here at all means that probably some, maybe even most of our adult villagers have died. Case in point. What? A boatload of dead well, not a boatload, I guess. That boat's empty, so a boat less, or... Hey, do you want to get off there? Jeez, some people got no manners. Ooh, that's a nice shovel. That's certainly enough to take your mind off an empty boatload of villagers. Now, let's see if the luck holds for this sword. Sharpness or smite? Sharpness or smite? Actually, not sure I should put either on this nearly broken sword, especially when I've got plenty of diamonds to make a new one. Now let's go with sharpness. Ooh, I'm very happy with that. But a sword alone just ain't cutting it. I need more arrows for my bow, so first job for my new shovel is to try and find some flint. Hey, that was lucky. Oh, 2 gravel and 2 flint. Anyone would think that this shovel's got super fortune on it or something. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Could kinda do with some fortune now. Maybe I have caused all the adults to die. My bad, everyone. Sorry about that. While I waited for the smaller members of the village to grow tall enough to get a job, I spent the rest of the day clearing sand on my building plot and testing out my new shovel. Then at night, I had a chance to test out my new sword. See ya! Oh, Knockback 2, you're so crazy. Day 46, and we've got a nice flat piece of land now, but what should we build? Let's be honest, we're in a desert-only world and I'm not very imaginative. It's going to be a pyramid, isn't it? Okay, half full inventory. Half empty health bar and a pickaxe that's on its last legs. I either need a bunch of XP to mend it or a book with Unbreaking before we do any more. XP it is. So I stayed up all night killing mobs again and my pickaxe went from this to this. Yeah, not the best return on investment. But it looks like someone did claim the second Fletcher job after all, so can I get some arrows now? Nope. Yes. Thank you. Oh, and I really wouldn't stay in that boat if I were you. It's kinda got some history and not the sort you want your kids reading about. I did a bit more mining until my pickaxe was nearly broken again and ended up with this many stacks of sandstone. Now, I've got no idea how many we'll need, or how big this pyramid is going to be, or what it's even going to look like, so I just spent the rest of the day filling in some gaps, clearing out the riffraff, then on day 48 I just started placing blocks and I guess we'll just see how it goes. I spent the rest of the day placing blocks, and more blocks, and more blocks, and now it's day 49 and we're almost halfway. Halfway through the challenge, that is, not halfway through the pyramid, because as you can see, I have drastically underestimated how many blocks we're going to need for this. Now, I know pyramids are wide around the bottom, like your mama, and pointy at the top, like your wait, no, that doesn't... So we will need less blocks in each layer as we get higher, but I'm still well short because I just don't know how to plan things. Like, look at this. This corner's just floating here now because I didn't really think about how far out it would come in this direction. So now, I need several stacks of sand to fill this in, and probably several inventories worth of sandstone to finish off the pyramid, and both my pickaxe and shovel are close to breaking, and my finger hurts from placing all these blocks. Plus, I don't like the neighbours. Well, that was an unexpected interruption. Aw, did you get separated from the group? Hey, that's not nice. Whoa, that would have definitely been the end of the challenge if I fell down there, wouldn't it? I really need to be more careful. And now my food's getting low, and yes, there are those hay bales which I could turn into bread, but I've already ripped through 2 villages worth of hay bales, so I honestly don't think this is going to last long. So I think before we carry on with the base, I should probably reinstate the farm with the few dirt blocks I have. And I can get things done even quicker with this special white powder I've got. I don't mean that white powder. Not make me quicker. We'll grow bone meal, okay? Bone meal. Bone meal is the special powder. So I used some of my special powder to stay up all night working, and in the morning I was rudely interrupted. I turned around to see what had poked me, and it was one of those zombie camel things, so I started to run. But I thought, actually, knockback's got my back, so I took out this guy. Slowly. Then I remembered the range on these things and just left it to the golem instead. Good golem. This thing doesn't seem hostile anymore, so I grabbed a lead, tied one end to my new friend, and spent about 10 minutes finding all the things you can't attach a lead to in the village. But eventually I found something, and now we've got a new pet, which I never ride or come back to ever again, so that was a complete waste of time. Since I was already growing carrots, I tried refreshing the farmer's trade until he wanted to buy some of them off me, but it was not going well. Can you even get a carrot trade from a farmer? I don't know, but I suppose we can do potatoes. I just feel like it's a bit slower, so maybe we'll need a bigger farm. Oh, I know. In my desert island video, I mixed gravel with dirt to make coarse dirt and then turn it back into regular dirt. Let's do that. Just grab some of this then. Okay, flint's good. Okay, 2 flint. Okay, what the hell? How does this keep happening? Okay, let's try this again. Really? Okay, this is just weird now. What's going on? I don't know what's happening there, and I don't actually care. I spent the rest of the day farming on the dirt that I did have and ended up with 2.5 stacks of potatoes. Day 51, and I was just going to keep the potatoes for myself as a food source, but then I have to cook them and it seems like a hassle, and for some reason I just don't really like potatoes as a food in Minecraft. Don't know why, but actually, it looks like I might not have a choice anyway because I can't even find the farmer to trade them away, even if I want to. Ah, there he was. What the f*** is this? Are you lot starting a new colony in here or something? And there I was, feeling bad, thinking that I'd brought hostile mobs around that were killing all the villagers, but all this time, they were just off on holiday in here. I couldn't find the farmer in the end though, so they can all just stay in there for all I care. Ah, well, that's handy. What? Now you want carrots? No, I farm potatoes, and potatoes you will buy. Now come here and buy my potatoes. I think maybe someone else needs to go on a little trip to the nether. That's more like it. And if I buy a bunch of apples as well, will that help you level up and give me something good? Not sure that's even worth it, to be honest. What do master level farmers sell? Suspicious stew? Huh. I kind of feel like I've been done over here. Ah, shoot. I wanted to trade for the XP to mend my pickaxe as well, but I wasn't holding it all this time. Now, I've got 144 cookies, I'm down to 1 emerald, and I've still got a busted pickaxe. I've definitely been done over here. And the day's nearly over. Still, the villager population's looking quite healthy. Do you lot eat cookies? Can I at least use them to get more babies? That looks like a no then. On day 52, I went to top up my emerald balance by trading sticks with my Fletcher. Really? Am I really going to have to go all the way to the nether just to trade some sticks? Once I was there, this ghast nearly taught these villagers a lesson, but I told him, that's my job. Then I did do a bit of trading, but it didn't do much for my pickaxe or bank balance, to be honest. And since we've come this far, I thought I might as well carry on leveling up this farmer by buying his suspicious stew. Right, let's see what makes these so suspicious then. Oh, okay, let's try another. You feeling anything? Because I'm not. Suspicious stew? More like suspiciously ineffective stew. No, wait. Stew little, because so little happened when I ate them. Well, that was a waste of another day. You could say it was a stupid way to spend the day. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed. I tried to do a bit more nether trading on day 53, but the Fletcher was still tapped out from yesterday. But while I'm here, I did a bit of quartz mining to repair my pickaxe. Checked the Fletcher again, but he was still in a mood. Hey, don't be mad at me. You chose to come to the nether, you dummy. And when I got back, it was nighttime again. Since my pickaxe was in somewhat decent shape again, I spent day 54 using it to destroy this temple until it was just about ready to break again. Then on day 55 I carried on building my pyramid, or at least I tried to until I saw these bozos just staring at me. Didn't get wood this time though, just got annoyed. Then I spent the rest of the day building and thought I could repair my pickaxe a bit during the night and got to see that cookies really aren't a good food source in the game. Or in real life either, I guess, but at least in real life I can taste the chocolate chip goodness while they're not doing my health any favours. But I had to run away once this thing showed up because they still absolutely crush me every time they get close. On day 56 I thought I'd finally get the pyramid finished, but that whole inventory of blocks only got me to here. Yeah. Still quite a long way to go. Still quite a busted pickaxe as well. Still quite annoyed I decided to make this stupid pyramid. So over the next few days I made another Fletcher, did a bit of trading, leveled up this armourer, bought a bit of diamond armour and in the process got my pickaxe back to full strength. Then on day 60 I enchanted a new diamond shovel, combined it with my old beat up one and then realised I was left with one shovel in good as new condition, which meant that I could have just combined my pickaxe with a new one to repair it and saved myself about a week of chasing these villagers around with my stick out. I promise one day I will learn to play this game properly. I used my new shovel to gather up some sand, had a quick nap, filled in the massive hole under this corner of the pyramid, and I got some more sandstone, had a nap, and on day 62, I finally finished the pyramid. Yeah, look at this view. Now, let's see how it looks from the ground. Uh-oh, what was that? Oh man, are they inside? They're going to be inside, aren't they? Ah, look at this guy. He looks like he's using his phone as a torch. Don't even think about blowing up. Huh, so this is how I should have built the mob farm earlier, isn't it? I'll deal with that later. Just grab a quick selfie for the gram. Hashtag looking fabulous boy. Actually, if anything, it's looking very plain and not much better than the mound of sand I removed to put this here. So I spent the next 14 days finishing the outside of the pyramid, and yes, you did hear that right. 14 days, 1-4, 2 weeks, aka a fortnight. No, that's not even... whatever. I added these doors, these stairs, this moat for protection, security towers, and of course I repeated that all on each side, even though I'm like 99% sure I'm only ever going to use one entrance and will never even see the far side of this pyramid again. So that was a waste of time. I did replace the top of the pyramid with gold blocks like the original pyramids of Giza had though. I just didn't have enough gold to completely cover the top, so we're just going to pretend like it's an ancient monument and it's been here for centuries and slowly fallen into disrepair, and not that I'm just too poor to finish it, okay? And as for the inside... yeah. Look, all of that on the outside just took nearly 20 days, so just cut me some slack, okay? So we'll just go to the village to get some more wood and make a floor and... oh look, the moat is already doing its job. And look at this, I even built a little drawbridge to keep bad guys out. Not sure if that's actually working or not, to be fair, but nobody's breached the defences so far, so let's count it as a win and get back to sorting the interior. And... house. Well, it ain't much, but wow, it really ain't much, is it? I mean, there's bare bones, there's minimalist, and then there's this. Also, every single piece of my armour is broken since I got attacked relentlessly every single night while I was building this thing. Anyway, I do have plenty of diamonds to make a new set of armour, but I use most of my levels on repairing my pickaxe, so I won't be able to get any good enchantments on it. So I spent day 80 trading sticks and making money, and by day 81 I had a full set of armour again. Not the best enchantments, but if I disenchant these trousers, what else can I get? Ah, not great. But unbreaking on a helmet is a good start, so if I make another one and see what we can add to that... Damn, that's what I want, but I don't have enough levels. Now, how am I going to get enough levels? I mean, I could make a mob farm, but... that didn't go too well before. Ooh, I could do a raid. That's bound to give me a lot of XP, right? But I think I've already caused the population of this village to nosedive enough, so maybe I shouldn't do it here. Just to be safe. I should get a new bow though. Ooh, 9 levels. That's gonna set me back a bit. Oh well, hope this raid is worth it. Hi guys, remember me? Well, you're about to have a day to remember, that's for sure. Apparently the raid had been running for about 5 minutes at this point, but I still hadn't seen a single raider, and then I looked over and saw this. I mean, it's not exactly helpful for my XP, but can't argue with those results. After a quick power nap, I started the new day by teaming up with this iron golem and taking on the next wave, and we were quite the team. I distracted them and soaked up quite a lot of damage, and he did most of the actual killing. Teamwork. Wave 3 was another slow starter. Like a really slow starter. Honestly, I must have spent well over 5 minutes looking for raiders, but eventually I heard something. So I peeked around the corner, and sure enough, there was a pillager. So I took him out and saw that they were probably all stuck down there. Yep, there they are. Luckily, they're all quite stupid and the fall damage took care of most of the raiders, and that last one just finished himself off in the lava. Again, not great for my XP, but at least I don't have to get my hands dirty. Wave 4, I think, and I'm not sure if my bow is underpowered or if witches can just take a lot of punishment, but this one went on well into the night. I tried luring them over to where the golems were, but they're tough and smart apparently and stayed away. So I hit them with a couple of long distance shots and then went to bed. And I'm not actually sure what happened in the morning, but someone was getting a kick in and suddenly we were down to 2 raiders left. So I snuck up on this witch, and then this guy seemed to have forgotten how to work his crossbow. So I showed him how to work a sword instead. The next wave started right behind me and looked kinda dangerous, so I'm not ashamed to say I fired off a few shots and then ran for cover, and I may or may not have outsourced the actual dirty work to finish off this Ravager. There was still a ton of pillagers around though, so like a true hero I fired randomly into the crowd from a distance, which ended up luring a few of them over to me. So naturally I hid behind the big man again. Then I held my own in a 3v1 for a bit, and by held my own I mean hid behind my shield, got hurt and, you know, ran away. Then I thought I was sneaking up on this evoker, but really I just walked straight into his trap, and then he dodged my arrow. And then he tried the same trick on this golem, but the golem was like, "Nah bro, we don't play that shit around here." And I was like, "Yeah, now gimme that totem," which I definitely earned. Sniper! I separated a few axemen so I could practice my swordplay one-on-one. And yeah, I still need quite a bit more practice. Then it was just me and this witch, but my health was kind of low and I was out of food, so I tried picking it off from a distance, and then this golem stole my kill. I mean, I know I've basically relied on the golems for most of my kills so far, but I wasn't really in any danger this time, so I actually wanted that one. With my health still low and no food in my pockets, I checked if these farmers would help me out, but they were useless, and then luckily I found a stash I must have left here earlier and grabbed some rotten flesh from this bundle. And even more luckily, the next wave spawned near the golem, so I had a chance to eat and regen my health a bit. That was pretty much the end of my luck though, because I turned around and I saw that this guy had slipped through and released his minions on me. I did try to run away, but obviously I wasn't fast enough because, yep, that's my totem gone. Oh great, new achievement. That's definitely what I wanted. This time I absolutely was going to use the golem as a shield, but when I turned around they didn't seem to be following me anymore. And when I looked back across the village I could see why. Yep, just as I'd planned. The golem takes care of the Vexes while I grab another totem and stand out of harm's way. And then I took out the next evoker with what I have to say are some damn fine shots by my standards. And we're back to normal. Not to worry though, practice makes perfect, and I got a lot of practice over the next few minutes. Still a long way from perfect though. Did find another totem at night though. Quick snack and a nap and we'll finish this in the morning. In the morning it was pretty quiet, so I picked up another totem, killed these two, then realised I was out of arrows and struggled to run away while the witch hit me with poison and slowness. I then spent the next 10 minutes getting stalked around the village by this crazy witch while I tried to heal, and I know this probably looks like the slowest chase scene in history, but at the time it felt pretty intense. I'm there desperately trying to eat the rotten flesh and heal while the witch just relentlessly closes in on me like some kind of Terminator in a weird pointy hat. Okay, and now that I'm watching it back, I realise it's not intense at all, is it? It just felt that way because I don't know how to fight witches and I was scared of dying. But eventually, I had the great idea to build a barrier to hide behind and get poisoned again. Another few minutes of this, then I built another barrier and didn't really need it in the end. I could have just run the witch down and killed her a long time ago, it seems. 2 raiders left now and I spotted one of them on this hill, so I cautiously approached, expecting him to fight me, but he didn't really do anything for some reason. Chopped him down all the same though and spent the rest of the day looking, but never did find that last raider, and then I noticed it says raid defeat. Don't know what happened there, but the village does look very quiet now, so maybe everyone's dead? Ah well, we can work it out in the morning. I was feeling a bit dejected on day 86 because I still haven't actually beaten a raid in hardcore. It was actually pretty rubbish for my XP, my armour really isn't strong enough, and I might have caused this entire village to get completely wiped out. Still, I suppose that's a bit of a silver lining. Oh. Yep, it's a real shame about this village. On the way home, I decided to mine a bit of quartz and realised that this is an infinitely better way of getting XP than a raid, and I even got some bonus XP off these guys after they got mad at me for, like, no real reason. Oops, that guy's going to be mad at me. And before I knew it, I was back to level 30, and a few minutes later my pickaxe was almost fully mended as well. Kinda makes the last few days doing that raid feel like a big old waste of time. I got some totems though, so I guess it wasn't completely pointless. Unlike you, now get out. No, I don't want to buy your crap. Good night. On day 88 I managed to get this absolutely baller helmet. Not sure how useful Aqua Affinity is in a desert, but still, it's better than anything else I've got, so I'm happy. And apparently, while I was away, everyone else has decided to be happy as well and start repopulating the village. Which I feel like is a personal insult, to be honest. I actually felt bad that they were down to dangerously low numbers of villagers before. I'll remember that. You'll see. You'll all see soon enough. As the sun went down, I put protection 3 on this book and then added that to my trousers and spent the night getting a few of those levels back. I spent day 89 and 90 doing a bit more trading and enchanting, and by the end of it, I've got protection 4 on my helmet and chestplate, protection 3 on my trousers. Boots are a bit of a weak link, but I've got a decent sword and a power 4 bow now. Don't think it's going to get a whole lot better than that, so I guess it's time to go fight the dragon. Probably get this out the way now because there's a chance. I mean, it's a small chance. Like it's negligible really. It's so small it's barely worth talking about. But there is a slim chance that I don't make it to 100 days. Well, here goes. What the? Why? Did I miss the portal? How the? I didn't even know that was possible. Right, let's try that one again, shall we? There we go. I spawned into the end on a platform and realised I hadn't brought any blocks with me, but luckily, due to my inability to actually place the Eyes of Ender in the portal, I've got a spare Ender Pearl. Now, let's see if I can do this. Yes! The fight begins. As I started making my way into the arena, an Enderman attacked me, but luckily, you guys gave me some tips last time this happened, so I, very amateurishly, made use of them and placed some water for protection. and then still got attacked and was on half hearts before I even started fighting the dragon. Even though I should be safe in the water, I'm still super stressed and swinging my sword like a madman right here. After that, I started taking out the towers. Not very eventful, except I spent way too long trying to make this probably impossible shot until I nearly died from standing in Dragon's Breath. After that, I tried towering up, got knocked off, panicked, and ran because I thought I was under attack and actually managed to place my water down properly this time, only to realise that nobody cares and I wasn't even being chased. Then I towered up properly and broke this crystal and spent about 15 minutes shooting at this one, only to get to the top of the tower and realise there actually was no crystal to hit. That's okay though, I can use this vantage point to hit that crystal over there. I think? Whatever, it looks like there's only one left. That's probably not gonna work, is it? Time to work smart, not hard. But I don't want to get knocked off the tower when this one explodes, so how am I... Oh, I've just phased through the bars. Well, that's lovely. It took a minute, but I realised I can break the bars, make a platform, and that's all the crystals done. The rest of the fight really wasn't that interesting. It was mostly me taking and missing shot after shot with my bow, doing not loads of damage with my sword, and nailing the water bucket clutches. I probably don't need to tell you this, but I'm not exactly an expert at the dragon fight. This is generally how it goes. I do a small amount of damage, get slapped about a bit, and even when I think I've got the edge and try and sneak up from behind, I still get swatted away like it's nothing. But given enough time, even an amateur like me can slowly wear the dragon down and still find some time for some chopping and MLG water bucket clutch practice. It's going great. And as much as I'd like to finish the dragon off up close and personal with my sword like a real man, I'm not sure that's gonna be an option. So in the end, I decided I had to do whatever it takes to survive, regardless of how boring it looks in the video, and I just popped the dragon from a distance. And now, I'm going to take a minute to enjoy this because this is the first time I've actually beaten the dragon in hardcore. I can't lie, this feels pretty good. I'm enjoying this. It just goes to show, kids, if you believe in yourself and work hard— oh, bloody hell! Do you mind? I'm in the middle of a speech here. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, it just goes to show, if you work hard and keep at it, you can achieve anything in the end. Get it? In the end, like, it took me a lot of tries to do this, but I also beat the dragon in the end because this is the end dimension. You know, it's like a play on words, in the end and in the end. I pearled through the gateway and then spent days, and this time I do mean literally days, looking for an end city. Eventually I found one, and as I was sizing it up, you know, planning my attack. Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. Now, I've got basically zero experience looting these things, so I floated and fought my way to the top, only to realise there was no loot to be found. Disappointing. I didn't come all this way just to stock up on chorus fruit though, so I headed towards the next end city, which had a ship. And after no loot but quite a bit more of this, I decided to leave the city alone and just pearl across to the ship. Or not. Like I said, I decided to tower up to the ship and break in through the walls. Take care of this guy. Check the coast is clear, and then finally, we can claim our prize. And now I'm just taking a moment to take it all in. This is a big moment for me, my first ever elytra in hardcore. I climbed up high and could see another ship in the distance, so there's only one thing to do now. Let's put this bad boy to the test and float on over there. Oh, I guess that's not how elytras work then. Yeah, I was definitely wearing it. Right, fine, I guess I'll just walk over there like a peasant then. After walking for ages, I looked up how to actually use an elytra and decided to test it here. Over the void, where if I mess this up again, even a totem won't save me this time. Well, here goes. Oh, this is kind of nice. Yeah, I like this. Okay, not so much that bit, but I can see why some people rush to get an elytra on day one now. Second density was kinda boring, so I floated on over to the ship because that's just how I travel. I'm one of those guys now. What? No, that's not how I... You're ruining this for me. That little bastard hit me about 15 times, but pearl in hand, I was ready to... Never mind. We settled our differences, and I was soon the proud owner of a second elytra. And this. Haha, look at me, I'm a dragon. Okay, so I know you've probably all seen and done that 1,000 times before, but this is new to me, so I'm enjoying it, okay? Rah! I spent the next 2 days trying to find a gateway to get back home. There's probably a better way to do this, but I don't know it, so I just headed towards 0-0 until I eventually found one, and I actually found 2. That's kind of weird, right? I think that one must be glitched, so I tried the second portal and made the shot first try. First try. Hey, I'm back. Just need to grab this. And what's this? A welcoming party? It better be. Now, go get everyone else and come cheer for me. No, wait. I don't care about you lot. I've got something much better to do. Damn. Yes. No, wait. Kind of. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Flying like a bird. I spent the next few days just flying around and whoa, that's really not a great angle of my face, is it? Anyway, when I wasn't flying, I was looting desert temples, and when I wasn't looting, I was enjoying, well, not really enjoying the scenery because it's a bit crap, isn't it? As I think we've established, it's just sand. Everywhere you look, it's just sand. But still, it's nice to feel the wind rushing through my head. Never mind. To mix things up, I even tried to do a bit of nether exploring. But that didn't go very well, so I gave up on that pretty quickly. And before I knew it, it was day 99. Now, I know some YouTubers have grand plans for their final day, but day 99 doesn't seem to go too well for me. But I refuse to die again on day 99. Or not. I mean, no spoilers. Who knows how my other videos have ended up? I guess there's only one way to be sure. And since we've come this far on the journey, it's only right. Just to be clear, I mean go and watch my other videos. 100 days or not, you should watch them all and subscribe. And then watch them again as a subscriber. And buy my merch. Oh wait, should I make some merch? That would really cash in on these rubes. Oh crap, is the mic still on? Play the video. All I want now is to see the sunrise on day 100. And to keep away from any danger, I'm just going to use my elytra to fly high above the village for the whole night, just to make sure no mobs can come anywhere near me. I don't care if it's boring to watch, I don't even care if it's the coward's way out. Luke the Notable might be the 100 days guy, but I refuse to become the 99 days guy due to my sheer incompetence. Wait, what? How can this happen again? I don't even know why I've paused or what I'm hoping. You know, I think my only chance now is this water bucket, but I don't have a great history of making these. In fact, there's probably a better chance that I fall long enough for the sun to come up and reach day 100 than me actually making the water bucket save, but I guess I've got no choice, so here goes. Yes! Stop it, gravity. Stop my... You can't kill me. You can't. Oh shit, I forgot the game was still running. And that's what I should be doing. Running. That was just too close. I really need to keep a totem in my offhands. Or just stop doing stuff that's gonna get me killed, I guess? You know what? Maybe I will just sleep until day 100 after all. Oh yeah, totem. And a spare elytra in perfect condition. I don't even deserve to make it to day 100, do I? Since I had my totem, I decided not to sleep through the night and sat on top of my pyramid to watch the sunrise instead. And would you look at that? It's day 100. We did it, Grandma! I'm finally a real YouTuber! Oh, Okay. So, I said in my last video that my only goal in life is to reach 100 days and destroy every villager I see. And we've done the first part of that. Now, as for the second part, well, let's just say I found a use for all that TNT we've been collecting. Now that's how we fulfill the prophecy. Oh wait, all my stuff was in that house. All my diamonds, all my armor, all my everything. Damn you villagers, damn you all.